why you should consider the expense ratio before investing in mutual funds. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about something essential to consider when investing in mutual funds, the expense ratio. It's a crucial factor that can impact your overall returns. Let's understand why you should always check the expense ratio before making an investment. What is the expense ratio? First, let's define what the expense ratio is. The expense ratio represents the annual fee that a mutual fund charges its investors to cover the fund's operating costs. These fees include management fees, administrative costs, and other expenses related to running the fund. It is usually expressed as a percentage of the total assets under management. For example, if a mutual fund has an expense ratio of 1%, it means that for every rupees 1 lakh you invest, you'll pay rupees 1000 fee each year. Why expense ratios matter? Expense ratios are important because they directly affect your returns. The higher the expense ratio, the more you'll be paying in fees, which could reduce your overall profits. Over time, even a small difference in the expense ratios can make a big difference in how much your investment grows. For instance, let's say you invest rupees 10 lakh in a mutual fund with an expense ratio of 1%. This means you'll pay rupees 10,000 fees every year. But if the expense ratio is 2%, you'll pay rupees 20,000 annually. That extra 10,000 per year might not seem like much at first, but over a decade, it could significantly reduce the amount your investment grows. Types of mutual funds and their expense ratios. Expense ratios can vary depending on the type of mutual fund. Actively managed funds typically have higher expense ratios because they require fund managers to make decisions about buying and selling securities. On the other hand, index funds or ETFs generally have lower expense ratios because they just track an index and don't require as much active management. If you're investing for a long term, choosing a fund with a lower expense ratio might be a better choice as it allows more of your investment to grow without the drag of higher fees. How to compare expense ratios? When comparing mutual funds, always take a close look at the expense ratio. While it's not the only factor to consider, it's a good starting point. Lower expense ratios are generally more favorable, but also consider the fund's investment strategy, performance, and whether it aligns with your financial goals. To sum it up, the expense ratio is a crucial factor when investing in mutual funds. Over time, even small differences in fees can significantly affect your overall returns. Be sure to consider it alongside other factors when choosing a fund. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more investment insights. Thank you for watching. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.